Hey everyone, my name is Jamie Lee. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Now today we're back with one of my favorite shoe brands and a brand that I've shown quite a few times now on this channel, and that is VIVAIA. Now if you've never heard of VIVAIA before, they are a super interesting company to me. They really are focused on making comfortable, eco-friendly, high quality, and stylish footwear. I own tons of different shoes, boots, sandal options from them that I wear very regularly. And while I definitely love them year round, it's no surprise if you follow me on LTK or Instagram, I wear their sandals literally daily in the summer, but fall is definitely my favorite time for their shoes. This is the time when they start launching all of their really cute boots, perfect for fall, for winter, and I love boots. So this is always a really fun time for me. Something that I've always really appreciated about VIVAIA over some other shoe companies in a similar price range, they try and make a lot of their shoes out of recycled materials like recycled water bottles, and their entire company is really focused on being like eco-friendly but also comfy and stylish. So every single pair is something that you can feel good about wearing while also feeling really cute in. And over the years, once again, I've tried a ton of different styles and I really love this brand. Now VIVAIA sent me 3 different pairs of shoes today that will hopefully help me transition from summer to fall seamlessly, including some styles that I actually saw on their website and I have strongly been considering purchasing, so I'm really excited to share them. So I will super quickly show you all 3 now, and then we're gonna go super in depth with each one. I'll show you up close and personal what they look like, what they feel like. I'll try them on. We'll show you some outfits that I might wear them with, and hopefully I can help you decide if you might want to give some of these shoes a try for yourself this fall. First off, of course, we have to start with a boot. We have the Everly boot, meant to be more of like a travel boot option. Definitely excited about this, and I absolutely love brown and creams in the fall, so perfect color option for me. And then the next 2 are both very trendy right now, and I've really been dying to try. So first we have their Yancy style, which is a Sneakerina. If you haven't seen these yet, I don't know how people have been loving any of these little like ballet flat slash sneaker hybrids, and I feel like this is going to be super cute. I'm really excited for the little outfit I have ready for this one. And then lastly, this is arguably the style that I was most excited about. I had actually been considering buying this for a couple of days before VIVAIA reached out and offered to send me a few pairs, and this one was at the top of my list. So this is the Ivee. It is like a sneaker hybrid. Super cute. Looks very much like a high-end luxury shoe to me. I got this lace style, which I just think is absolutely stunning. Once again, can't wait to show it to you in more detail. And like I said, we're gonna go through each one of them, try them on. We'll see how they look super close up. I'll show you what they look like on the foot, off the foot. But I always do think it's important to mention that while VIVAIA sent me these particular shoes, I have also purchased my own shoes from them completely separately. And one of the biggest reasons that I was drawn to them in the first place is they actually sell US size 5 / EU 35. If you're somebody else that has very small feet, you'll know it is becoming increasingly hard to find shoes that will actually fit us. For some reason, almost every shoe company seems to be starting at like a EU 36 or US 6, and that absolutely doesn't fit me. I just can't even pretend to make it work. So it's really nice that they carry the smaller sizes. They also carry half sizes in a lot of their flat styles. They also carry wide sizes. So if you're somebody that usually struggles with finding something that fits your feet, maybe you have wider feet, flat feet, maybe you have really small feet like me, I do recommend giving them a try. At least take a look on their website and see if there's something that might work for you. Because as somebody with like very small, very narrow, teeny tiny feet, this is one of the few brands that I actually find works great for me and fits really comfortable every time. So very first up, we are going to talk about the travel boots, which is the Everly style. So these are a round toe pair of boots. And when you look at these, one of the first things that you might be concerned about, because I know I was how heavy are they? There's nothing worse than getting a pair of boots with like a nice thick sole like this, thinking that they're going to be really comfortable, and then they're so heavy that it just kind of feels like you're clomping around in them all day. These are super light, not heavy at all. On the website, I believe it mentions that they're like under 350 grams per shoe. For something that looks like it has this like crazy big chunky heel, I feel like is really good. The entire upper portion of this shoe is this like really nice stretchy fabric, and especially around the ankles, it has tons of stretch and give, which I think just helps to make it feel a lot more comfortable when when you're walking. Something else that's always really important to mention when we talk boots. I don't know about you and where you live, but fall in Canada can be miserably wet. It rains a lot, we start getting snow pretty early, so having a boot that just immediately gets completely soaked just does not work here. These boots are water repellent, so obviously this entire bottom portion, water's not getting into this, the actual sole, and then this top portion is water repellent. So you'll see, you can pour water on these and it immediately just slides right off. Like you can see, it's barely even has any drips of water on it. It quite literally just slides right off, which is obviously incredibly convenient for something that you're actually going to wear. Maybe you're gonna wear these to walk to work. Maybe you're wearing them to travel. You're going on a plane. There's nothing worse than walking around all day with super wet feet, and all of that water has completely just ran right off, and they are completely 100% bone dry on the inside. Very convenient feature to have, obviously in anything, but especially in a boot. And if you don't necessarily love the brown and beige, these do come in other colors as well. I always like to mention that. Lots of really good color options for the fall. I personally always love a brown boot in the fall. I have like a chocolate brown boot from VIVAIA that I wear constantly, but I thought this might be something nice and different. The soles on these boots are also quite flexible, which I think will make them quite easy to walk in compared to something that is super stiff along the bottom. And something quite fun and a little bit different for me that I've never really tried before. This year VIVAIA, with all of their new like boot launches, have also launched detachable leg warmers. So quite cute. They come in a bunch of different colors to match all of the different colorways of the boots. So I've just set that inside of there for now, but I feel like this is actually going to be quite cute. I have two different colors, so once we're trying them on with the outfit, of course I'll try both on, but pretty adorable. They have the little VIVAIA branding at the back there, and I feel like that's going to be such like a cute little cozy look for fall. And with that, I think it's time to try them on. So this is what they look like on. I feel like this looks so cute together. And for the little outfit, we of course have a super cute little brown corduroy mini skirt. We've got the little boat neck brown top, this kind of cream colored corduroy shirt to just throw on over top, tights, and then of course we have the boots and the leg warmers. Once again, I have never worn leg warmers before. I never really knew how I would like them. I feel like this looks very cute for fall. I feel like I look perfect to be like picking apples in an orchard right now. And this color of leg warmers, the kind of cream, I think goes great with the boots. Very much matching the sole color, which I think is really pretty. I definitely understand why they're referring to these as like travel boots as well. Very comfortable to wear. Once again, you can definitely tell that they are very lightweight. They're feeling super comfortable. My toes are not feeling squished inside of there. And the actual insoles are feeling very soft, which is always amazing. But let's just quickly throw on the other color of leg warmers just to see how that looks as well. So this is the other color. It's more of like an oatmeal shade. And the leg warmers are super easy to put on. You literally just put them on before you put on your boot with that little VIVAIA tag at the back, at the very top. Then you throw on your boot. These boots super easy to get on, very much just like a slip-on style. So we've got one of each on. You'll have to let me know which one you prefer. I actually really like both of them. And I do like that the leg warmers are optional. It almost makes it feel more like a knee-high boot, even though you just have something that's like a little bit lower, more of an ankle height, more wearable with tons of stuff. But when you're wearing a little skirt or something, then you can add the leg warmers and like zhuzh it up a little bit. I think that's very cute. And equally important, they look very cute on their own. Once again, I could definitely see myself wearing them in an outfit like this, but I also think that these will be perfect to just wear with some jeans in the fall. Once again, maybe you're walking somewhere, you're going out with some friends, you just know that you might be stepping through some puddles, it might be raining. I think it's really nice to have something like this that it won't matter and your feet will still stay dry, but you still get the benefit of having a super cute boot to wear with it. So definitely like those a lot. And I'm really blown away by how much I like the leg warmers. I wasn't sure how I would feel about them, but I thought that they were super cute. All right, next up we have their Yancy style. So once again, this is a Sneakerina, which is essentially a mix between sneakers and a little ballet flat, meant to look very much like a ballerina inspired. Now this style is super bendable, flexy, would be perfect I think for travel as well because they are very small. Like you could obviously press press these completely flat and bring them with you if needed. Once again, these are crazy lightweight, like barely weigh anything, which is perfect because a lot of times I think sneakers, especially today's sneakers, tend to get heavier and heavier with all of this extra bulk on them. If you're just looking for something really simple, really streamlined, I think you'll like these. Now, once again, these come in multiple different colors. I got this gorgeous red, but they also had these other colors if you want something a bit more neutral, like whites, creams, blacks. But I thought this red was just really something special, so I had to give it a try. And specifically, if you know, you know, I love a pop of red when I'm wearing something like gingham. So that is where we're going with this today. And I think this is kind of the perfect transition, summer to fall. Summer has really been all about gingham, but this kind of gives me an opportunity to wear some of my little fall pieces. Maybe it's a little bit chillier outside. I can wear shoes instead of a sandal, still have like my cute gingham dress. And I think these will be great for that. Now, these are still quite cushioned on the inside and have like a really nice soft insole, which is great because there's no point sacrificing on comfort just for something that's like really minimal. You still definitely want something nice and padded. Now, these do also come with 2 different sets of shoelaces, so you can kind of mix and match whatever you want. I have both sets in at the same time here, and I think that that looks really cute. But if you just wanted either like this little ribbony pair or the more standard pair, you could just leave one of them in if you like that better. Something kind of cool about these shoes in particular, not in red, but in solid white. There were actually some pictures that came out recently of Bella Hadid wearing like these exact shoes in this like very cool all white outfit. I'm not as cool as that, but I do think that it's cool that we have the same shoes. I think that's very fun. And it's also interesting seeing someone like her wearing these because I have also seen like Prada has a similar pair of shoes to these that are $1,000+ and these ones are significantly less. So I do think that it's interesting that she went for the less expensive ones, but obviously all VIVAIA shoes, while being less expensive than like a super high-end luxury brand, still very high quality and great, so I understand why she went for them. But with that, let's try these on because I am dying to see how these feel on the foot. All right, so this is what they're looking like on. I feel like they look really cute. I especially really like how the ribbon laces look in them. I think that that's really pretty. And I could definitely see myself wearing just the ribbon laces on their own at some point, but I did want to see how it looked like with both. These are also surprisingly comfortable. Once again, they're like a very lightweight sneaker. Very, very minimal, but they still have quite a lot of padding in the insole. So they do feel quite comfortable to walk around in. And because they're so lightweight, it almost kind of feels like you're just not wearing any shoes at all, which is crazy. And I do think that with the gingham, they look super, super cute. But as we move into fall, I do think that these are once again the types of shoes that you could absolutely just wear with jeans and a more everyday outfit. Like you don't need to wear them with a little dress, and kind of lean more into like the streetwear style with them, having something like a little pop of feminine, like your Sneakerina with a more streetwear style, slightly more masculine outfit. I think that could be really pretty. And in general, I do feel like these are once again quite cute, very charming, very different from any shoes I have had before in a good way. They feel quite comfortable. I like that the back of these has like a slight bit of elastic that almost feels like it's pulling them in towards your heel, because that just means when you're walking, it's not slipping down off the heel at all. Once again, I have quite small feet. Usually that is a problem for me, and in these, it's staying put, which I really like. You'll definitely have to let me know how you feel about these, both in the red and just in general. I think the red will definitely be a deal breaker for a lot of people, but something quite different, and I think that it's really cute. All right, next up we have a pair of the Ivee hybrid sneakers. Now, this is the pair that I was so unbelievably excited for, and they were worth the wait. This is really part of a new trend that I have been seeing everywhere, somewhat similar to the Yancy's, which is these like ballet inspired pieces. But this time these ones are fitting more into like the hybrid sneaker category, where you have these things that are sneakers, but with a touch of something else. So these ones obviously have the strap, very reminiscent of like a Mary Jane. It is fully Velcro, so you can just Velcro it onto this side to help keep your foot really secure. I always love some kind of a strap on my flats. I feel like it just makes them much more comfortable and wearable, especially as somebody with smaller feet. These also have a nice roomy toe box, so you don't feel like your toes are completely smooshed in there, which is nice. A very, very soft cushioned insole, and they have double arch support to really help these be like an all-day walking shoe versus just something that's cute to like sit around in. And all of these like hybrid sneakers, I feel like they just look very fashionable right now. They're very on trend. I love how these look. Once again, they came in a couple of other colors or styles. I also really loved the like beige and white style. I thought that that was really pretty, but the white and lace on this style, I couldn't turn it down. I just thought it was so beautiful. As for outfits with these, I think there are many different ways that you could wear them. Obviously, this is something that you could wear with pretty much anything you own. I think especially this lace style, you could even get away with wearing to work. I did originally have them on with this like capri and gingham little like flouncy top situation, and I thought that was very cute, but I feel like they look so adorable with more of like a midi skirt situation. So I threw on this little like white and yellow gingham skirt with a little white tank, and I feel like this looks so perfect, especially as we're still like transitioning into fall from summer. I would wear this in the summer as we head into September, maybe throw a little jacket over top of it, little denim jacket. I think it looks great with the shoes, and it's just something that's very comfortable, which I think fits the vibe of the shoes perfectly. These are some of the most comfortable shoes I've ever tried in my life. Insanely comfy. The insoles in these are very thick, very cushioned. Once again, they have good arch support. That toe box is feeling perfect for me. I'm not feeling my toes getting squished together at all. Everything is just perfect. I'm not noticing the shoes sliding around on my heels, which is when you tend to get blisters. That Mary Jane strap is holding everything in really nicely without rubbing at all. And I can tell you with certainty that I will be wearing these nonstop. I think that they're just absolutely beautiful, very comfortable, and I know that this is the exact type of shoe that I've been missing in my wardrobe. I'm always looking for something that's like comfy like a sneaker, but looks a little bit nicer, and this is that exact thing. I cannot wait to wear them. And with that, those are all of the different shoes I have for you from VIVAIA today to kind of help you transition from summer to fall. I really, really love them. I think my favorites have to be the last pair. Once again, I knew looking at them that I was going to like them. They're even comfier than I thought that they would be, so I'm thrilled to own these. I also really loved the Everly boots, especially with the leg warmers on. Once again, that's just something so different for me and something that I think is going to look super, super cute in the fall. But like always, I would love to hear which pairs were your favorites. And once again, humongous thank you for watching this video today. And a huge thanks to VIVAIA for sending me these shoes. I really love trying them on, and I love sharing them with you. I hope that you have a fabulous day and that I'll see you next time. Bye!